Hello everyone, welcome to the virtual class of redemption of redeemable preference shares. In previous a few lectures, I have discussed practical questions related to redemption of RPS. Today, we will move forward with one of the important variety in RPS. Before discussion of solution of the problem, let us focus on the balance sheet of Maharaja Limited available on your screen. Liability side includes so many items and asset side as well. On liability side, we have two different types of preference shares. 30,000 10% redeemable preference shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 paid up. 3,000 redeemable preference shares of rupees 100 each, fully paid up. Rest of all other items are common in the balance sheet on liabilities and asset side. Move towards additional information. In this question, the company has decided to redeem its preference shares, both the classes, at 12% premium, say redemption premium, after complying with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013. For this purpose, the company has to issue new equity shares of rupees 50 each, is issued at par. Now, how many number of shares issued by the company? It is not given. It is mentioned as a necessary number. So this particular line is a most important line for us. On the other hand, condition is given that at the end of the procedure of RPS redemption, we need a bank balance of rupees 90,000 in the business. It means this particular transaction or condition is turning point of our entire calculation. So focus on this area of calculation. All investments are sold for rupees 1,80,000. All preference shareholders were paid the amount. This is additional information available to us by the examiner. And what to do? We need to prepare journal entries in the books of the company and to prepare a balance sheet according to the provisions of Companies Act 2013. It means in vertical form. In our question, balance sheet is given in horizontal form, but as a part of the answer, we need to prepare our balance sheet in vertical format. Let us move towards calculation of our answer. First calculation is related to sale of investment and profit and loss on this transaction. If you refer asset side of the balance sheet, the value of the investment given to us is rupees 2,10,000. So cost price of the investment is rupees 2,10,000. In additional information, it is mentioned that the company has sold its investment for rupees 1,80,000. So sell price of the investment is rupees 1,80,000. Cost price is 2,10,000. Sell price is rupees 1,80,000. So in these transactions, the company has suffered a loss of rupees 30,000. Sell price is less than cost price. Sell price is 1,80,000. Cost price is 2,10,000. So the company has suffered a loss of rupees 30,000. Pass journal entry for this transaction. Bank account debited 1,80,000. Amount received by the company from the sale of investment. Profit and loss account debited 30,000. The amount of loss transferred to profit and loss account. And investment goes out. So to investments account 2,10,000. With this entry, our transaction related to sale of investment and profit or loss on this sale comes to an end. Let us enter into the process of redemption. After discussion of so many questions, now you are clear that the process of redemption is divided into 6 steps, and we need to prepare all the steps one by one with all required calculations. So the first step towards redemption is to convert partly paid shares into fully paid to fulfill the requirement of the provisions of Companies Act. Now, we have two types of preference shares. So for our understanding, we will identify them with number 1 and number 2. RPS 1 face value is rupees 10 per share and a paid up value of the share is rupees 8. You can check liability side of the balance sheet. RPS 2 face value of RPS is rupees 100 per share and paid up value of the share is rupees 100. So you can say RPS 1 is partly paid up and RPS 2 is fully paid up. For RPS 1, face value is 10, paid up value is 8. So it's a partly paid up. And for RPS 2, face value is 100 and paid up value is also 100. So it is fully paid up. Now we need to convert RPS 1 into fully paid up. So amount required in final call rupees 2 per share, face value 10 minus paid up value 8. So total amount received by the company in this deal, 30,000 number of shares issued by the company multiplied by rupees 2 per share outstanding on RPS 1. So 30,000 shares multiplied by rupees 2 is equal to rupees 60,000. It means to convert partly paid shares into fully paid up, the company has to call amount from RPS 1 at the rate of rupees 2 per share on 30,000 number of equity shares. 30,000 equity shares multiplied by rupees 2 per share. So total amount received by the company rupees 60,000. Journal entry for this transaction. Bank account debited 60,000 to RPS Capital 1 account. It is written as 2, but RPS 2 is fully paid up. To RPS Capital 1 account 60,000. It doesn't make any difference in our calculation because generally it is written as to RPS Capital account. But for our identification, we are giving number 1 and number 2 over here. So RPS Capital 1 account 60,000. Let us move to step number 2. Step number 2 is all about amount payable to RPS holders. RPS Capital 1 30,000 shares of rupees 10 face value, amount 3 lakhs. RPS Capital 2 3,000 shares of rupees 100 each, face value 3 lakhs. So total amount of capital payable to RPS holders 6 lakhs. As per information given, we need to pay our preferential holders at 12% redemption premium. So on these 6 lakhs rupees, we have to pay 12% redemption premium. So 6 lakhs multiplied by 12% equals to 72,000. So total amount payable to RPS holders 6 lakhs rupees for capital, 72,000 rupees for premium. So in all 6 lakhs 72,000. I hope all of you are clear with these calculations. Even in previous all the questions we have discussed step number 2. So nothing is new in this question. Journal entry: RPS Capital account 1 debited by 3 lakhs. RPS Capital account 2 debited by 3 lakhs. RPS redemption premium account debited 72,000 and total amount payable to RPS holders 6 lakhs 72,000. Again I repeat, it is not necessary to mention RPS Capital 1 and 2 separately. In a few books, they used to debit RPS Capital account 6 lakhs. So 3 lakhs plus 3 lakhs, in total it is 6 lakhs. So ultimately it is one in the same. So don't get confused if it is directly written as 6 lakhs. We have already done with the calculation related to payment of RPS holders, and the amount is rupees 6 lakhs 72,000. Before payment, we need to adjust the amount, and this adjustment is available to us in step number 3 and step number 4. Step number 3 is all about arrangement of the fund for capital part in order to implement RPS redemption process. As you all know that for the purpose of redemption, we are in need of rupees 6 lakhs. The company has to issue new equity shares at par, and the face value of the share is rupees 50 each. But we need to issue necessary number of equity shares. What do you mean by this necessary? That is based on the adjustment of the bank balance. So right now we are not able to define number of equity shares. So I have put this question mark intentionally. Out of 6 lakhs, we don't know how much to collect by new issue. So naturally, we cannot calculate the amount of capital redemption reserve, that is CRR. Until and unless we can find out these number, we cannot move forward in the process of RPS redemption. So this is most important calculation of this topic. Let us move to calculation for number of shares to be issued by the company. As per the information available to us in additional part, we need to maintain a bank balance of rupees 90,000 at the end of the redemption process. It means apart from the process of RPS redemption, we need to follow the condition of maintaining rupees 90,000 in the bank account. Let us calculate receipts and payment. Opening balance, we have 1,65,000 on asset side of our balance sheet. Amount received by the company on sale of investment, 1,80,000. Amount received by the company on final call of RPS 1 to convert partly paid shares into fully paid, 60,000. And amount required for the payment to the RPS holders, 6,72,000. First, second and third, these three items representing receipt, and 6,72,000 required for payment. So, in order to fulfill these conditions, we need to issue new equity shares in required number. So, for this required number, we need to prepare a statement showing calculation of all adjustment related to amount required. Opening balance available with the company, 1,65,000. Amount received from the sale of investment, 1,80,000. Amount received on final call of RPS 1, 60,000, plus issue of new equity shares at par, not preference, equity. New equity shares at par, that we don't know. Total, that we don't know. Consider new equity shares, not the preference. Clear? So issue of new equity shares. Preference is written by typographical mistake. Total, that we don't know. Amount received through new issue, that we don't know. Less amount required for the payment to RPS holders, 6,72,000. Closing balance of bank account as given in additional information of the question. So we need to complete this table with the calculation of issue of new equity shares at par and total of the receipt side. Let us calculate in a reverse order. We need 6,72,000 for payment and 90,000 rupees as closing bank balance. It means we need rupees 7,62,000. 7,62,000 is nothing more than total of 6,72,000 plus 90,000. On the other hand, we have rupees 4,05,000 on receipt side. For the purpose of calculation of this 4,05,000, you can easily make a total of 1,65,000 plus 1,80,000 plus 60,000 rupees received on final call. In this way, you can calculate total receipt for 4,05,000. We need total 7,62,000. We have 4,05,000. So the balance amount is 3,57,000 to be collected by new issue. 3,57,000. Now, amount collected by new issue is 3,57,000. Face value of the share is rupees 50. It is issued at par. So amount received per share is also rupees 50. Issued at par means face value. If you issue at a premium, amount received would be different. If you issued at discount, amount received would be different than face value. But here it is issued at par, so it is issued at face value. Number of new equity shares issued by the company, rupees 3,57,000 divided by rupees 50 per share. 7,440 new equity shares issued by the company. Now, with the help of this, come to the final solution. Total amount required rupees 6 lakhs, out of which 3,57,000 rupees collected by the company using 7,140 new equity shares of rupees 50 each issued at par. So, out of 6 lakhs, 3,57,000 issued through new equity shares. So, rupees 2,43,000 collected by the company using capital redemption reserve from general reserve account and profit and loss account. Rupees 2,25,000 rupees contributed from CRR and 18,000 rupees contributed from profit and loss account. Let us pass journal entry for this transaction. Issue of new shares. Bank account debited 3,57,000 to equity share capital account 3,57,000. New shares issued by the company. Amount transferred to capital redemption reserve CRR. 2,25,000 transferred from general reserve account. So general reserve account debited 2,25,000. Profit and loss account debited 18,000. to capital redemption reserve account 2,43,000. Now, second part of the adjustment, and it is all about adjustment of RPS redemption premium. Amount required for RPS redemption premium 72,000. You can check step number 2, amount payable to RPS holders. Security premium given in the opening balance 30,000. There is no amount received by the company as a security premium in new issue of equity shares during the process of RPS redemption. It means out of 72,000, 30,000 rupees adjusted against security premium, and for rest of 42,000 rupees there is no other option available with the company than that of utilization of profit and loss account. So 30,000 rupees adjusted against security premium, 42,000 rupees adjusted against profit and loss account. Journal entry for these transactions. Security premium account debited 30,000. Profit and loss account debited 42,000 to RPS redemption premium account 72,000. Payment to RPS holders. You need to check calculation number 2. In step number 2, we have completed calculation of amount payable to RPS holders, and the figure is 6,72,000. So journal entry for these payment: RPS holders account debited 6,72,000 to bank account 6,72,000. In this question, information related to issue of bonus equity share is not given. So we are not supposed to issue the bonus. Let us move towards journal entries into systematic format with narration. First entry for selling the investment at a loss. Second entry for the amount received on final call from RPS 1. Third entry, it is related to amount payable to RPS holders. And fourth entry is related to number of new equity shares issued by the company in step number 3. We have already discussed these journal entries separately, so it is nothing more than compilation of all entries into systematic form. General reserve account debited 2,25,000. Profit and loss account debited 1,80,000 to capital redemption reserve account 2,43,000. Amount transferred to CRR account. Adjustment of RPS redemption premium against security premium account and profit and loss account. Amount paid to RPS holders 6,72,000, and there is no information related to bonus issue. So forget about transaction of bonus. Let us prepare a balance sheet in vertical form. Particular, note number and amount. In this question, I have included so many transactions related to calculation even in the balance sheet. Our prime focus is on RPS redemption. But I have included so many items so as you can easily learn how to prepare the balance sheet when an exhaustive question is given. First part, equity and liabilities. Equity and liability includes shareholders fund and shareholders fund includes share capital. Note number 1 is all about share capital. 15,57,000. For the purpose of understanding the figure of 15,57,000, it is necessary for you to concentrate on the balance sheet which is available on left hand side of your screen. This balance sheet is available to us in our question. Using the additional information and the transactions that we have implemented earlier, we need to calculate share capital of the company. Let us calculate. Check the calculation of share capital. 24,000 equity shares of rupees 50 each available to the company. So the existing share capital of the company is rupees 12 lakhs. During the process of RPS redemption, the company has issued new equity shares of rupees 50 each, and the number of shares were 7,140. So total amount collected by the company using new issue is rupees 3,57,000. So total amount collected is 357 and total share capital of the company is rupees 15,57,000. Preference shares type 1 redeemed, preference shares type 2 redeemed. It means as the amount is already redeemed to RPS holders, now it is not included in share capital of the new balance sheet. So this figure is derived from note number 1. Second item is all about reserves and surplus. The balance of reserves and surplus account is 2,58,000. It is one of the most important calculation of this topic. Let us concentrate on calculation of reserves and surplus. On left hand side of your screen, the balance sheet is given from your question. Using these data and our transactions, we will calculate our reserves and surplus. First item is general reserve, 2,25,000. General reserve amount given 2,25,000. During the arrangement of the fund for capital part, we have transferred rupees 2,25,000 to CRR. So 2,25,000 minus 2,25,000 equals to 0. Then profit and loss account 1,05,000. Profit and loss account amount given is 1,05,000. In the very first transaction, that is related to sale of the investment, the company suffered a loss of rupees 30,000. So the amount of loss is deducted from 1,05,000. Amount of general reserve was not enough. So at the time of adjustment of the fund, We have transferred rupees 18,000 rupees to CRR. You can check step number 3. 18,000 to CRR. So it is also deducted from the given balance. And for the purpose of adjustment of RPS redemption premium, security premium account was not sufficient. So we have utilized 42,000 rupees from profit and loss account. You can visit step number 4 in order to find out the figure of 42,000. So out of 1,05,000, we have utilized 30,000, 18,000 and 42,000. So the balance of profit and loss account is 15,000. Capital redemption reserve. It is a special reserve that we have created to redeem this RPS, 2,43,000. In this question, nothing is utilized from CRR. We can issue bonus equity shares, and in this particular situation, the amount of CRR can be utilized. But in this question, this kind of information is not given, so nothing is utilized. Amount transferred 2,43,000. Utilization is 0. So the balance of CRR account is 2,43,000. Securities premium. Securities premium available over here is 30,000. And during step number 4, adjustment of RPS redemption premium, we have utilized 30,000. So 30,000 out of 30,000 utilized. So the balance amount is 0. 0 plus 15,000 plus 2,43,000 equals to 2,58,000. We have transferred these 2,58,000 to reserves and surplus with note number 2. Other current liabilities. Note number 3. Amount is 3 lakhs. To calculate amount of other current liabilities, let us visit note number 3. On the left hand side on your screen, balance sheet is given from the question. Using this balance sheet, we need to calculate note number 3. Other current liabilities. Check liability side of the question. We have 3 different current liabilities included. First is creditors, 1,50,000, that is directly from the balance sheet liability side. Bills payable, 1,20,000, it is given over here. And outstanding expenses are also referred to as current liabilities. So 30,000. 1,50,000 for creditors, 1,20,000 for bills payable, and outstanding expenses for rupees 30,000, and the total of current liability is rupees 3 lakhs. So it is also clear in note number 3. So total of equity and liabilities is 21,15,000. Let us move to asset side. On asset side, the first item is non-current assets, popularly known as fixed assets. In this question, we have prepared a separate note number 4 for the calculation of fixed assets because so many items are given that is to be covered under the category of non-current assets. On left hand side of your screen, you can check the balance sheet given in the question. Non-current assets include land 6 lakhs, building 5,55,000, plant and machinery 4 rupees 2,50,000, and furniture rupees 1 lakh. So total of all these fixed asset is 15 lakhs 5,000 that we have inserted over here with the note number 4. Now second item of the asset side is all about current assets. Amount of current assets is 6 lakhs 10,000 and we have mentioned this calculation in number 5. Number 5, current assets. Left hand side of your screen, this is our old balance sheet. Using this balance sheet, we need to prepare calculation regarding current assets. Bank balance 90,000 rupees. We need not to calculate bank balance again because we need to maintain 90,000 rupees as a closing bank balance. It is clearly mentioned in the question. So directly pick up 90,000 from there. If you want to calculate closing bank balance in detail, you can go to step number 3. In step number 3, after collection of all informations related to receipts and payment, we have completed calculation of closing balance or adjustment of closing balance as well. Debtors 2,70,000 and information related to stock is given in the balance sheet as 2,50,000. So these three items are included in note number 5, current assets. So total of current asset is 6,10,000. That is inserted over here in the balance sheet on asset side. So total of the asset is 21,15,000. In this way, you can settle your balance sheet on equities and liabilities and assets. I hope all of you are clear with the solution of this exhaustive question. This question includes so many items. Do it twice or thrice in order to understand all the calculations very properly, even if it is not new because we have discussed same kind of calculations earlier. See you in next virtual class. Thank you. God bless you. Keep learning. Keep growing.